Foremost, let you God praises and glory to how Bashem and Hashem Bashem Kakadash. Double the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to you, brothers, and always and always preaching, teaching this word in sincerity and in truth. Now, this is a brother Shapal from Jamaica Camp with a quick lesson, which is more of a short reasoning that we, the brothers, reason in the spirit, man, and you know, there's a variation of brothers in this truth. There's brothers with backgrounds that we need to understand before giving a judgment or giving advice. I mean, and that's the point of the lesson. Basically to have a good understanding of brothers. Before we can give a specific judgment, because and it also go with even encouraging a brother. A lot of men. We're men. And brothers, when you encourage person, there's many ways to do it. Some men learn off a harsh reproof and harsh encouragement, roughness. That gets a lot of men going. But roughness also could be a downfall to another brother. He could just perceive roughness as being a beat down. And it's knowledge in itself to know when to apply that balance, right across the board, no matter who it is. And, it's not a matter of softness, because if we're going to reason it as that, then that, all of us, as men of the Lord, came to this faith, with the same mindset, so Esau, Edom has done a number on us, as to wherein by the Spirit are now weakened, because of this society and what it has to offer us, which is nothing beneficial. All right, so first scripture that I wanted to get is, just a moment. So this one is from Romans. Let me check. This is Romans 15 and verse 1. And it reads, when we then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves. And what that really entails is we are, as Yahushai actually stated, in the scriptures, basically from Genesis with Cain and his brother Abel. Are you your brother's keeper? Yes, you are. Are you supposed to bear the infirmities? Meaning, you have a scripture saying, bear ye one another's burden. There is a chain to this link. If one is weak, then, if one link in the chain is weak, man, then the chain is useless. So we have to bring one up on the level of understanding or reconciliation, or, and the way to do it is very dynamic, meaning there are many different ways that you can do it. But one of the main thing is to understand a brother and what works for him. Okay? It may not be necessarily what works for other men, and that is a very important thing. The key thing, is to understand that. Once you understand that, then you can go about, because there's a lot of men coming in this truth with a lot of trauma from past. The Most High has taken the foolishness of this world, or men that are at the bottom, and polish them off to be people that are looked upon, and we're still in that refining moment. So whenever we're messed up, man, and it's not a weak thing for one, have a nature that is not becoming of a man of the Lord. It can be, once you have that understanding, how Bashmi shine that willingness, it can be changed. It's just the application to it, all right. So it's we then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. So once you are in a position, man, that you're strong and you have a level of authority, and you have passed through certain things that another brother may be struggling with, you have to bear the infirmities, meaning you have to put yourself in that brother's shoes, to go back, to understanding him at that level. Then you can see him for who he is, and you can better judge the situation. So you have to take on all of that, on yourself, basically, just to help, that brother. Verse 2 said, let every one of us please his neighbor for his good, all right, to edification, all right, and that's what we're all here to do, to edify, the brotherhood. Okay, so yeah, man, that's one scripture that shows, and as I mentioned, there is a lot of things that happen to us, in coming in this faith. One may have a different level of education than another one, and some of the time we might wonder, oh, this person is not getting this, and some of the time it may happen, and it may have a what you call a frustration, and ones that are trying to teach, trying to bring up, to a specific level, but with patience, and understanding the background, or for instance, a particular brother in this faith, where I saw things that were happening to him, and he could not see it, and he was raised a particular way. I never knew that, and I was wondering, man, it was so frustrating in telling his brother the same thing over and over again, man, and just frustrating at why he didn't receive, or he couldn't receive, or why. But I got frustrated, man, and the application that I added, it caused an outburst, and he started to, lash out, and I took the law, and I said, all right, we went at it a couple of times. I said, all right, hey, yeah, how about Shimon Shaif? His brother is supposed to get it. Throughout the way, I realized that there wasn't the proper application to it. I stood back and I watched, and cut a long story short, the brother reached out to me like, hey, it took years, man. A couple of years. I said to me that, look, bro, I know what you were talking about, and that reason for that is he didn't grow as I grew, and even I am not groomed or grow. I didn't grow as a particular brother over me that had overcome my obstacles had grown, so there is diversity in ways and diversities in a lot of things, which we need to come out of our brother use the word feelings. I don't like using that word, but ourself, tap into that brother spirit. We do that, we sympathize and we sit, we listen, and we analyze, and get a good understanding, knowing even the brother's background and upbringing, what to do, what not to do, and the correct application then, would be revealed through the power and spirit of the Hawabashim Hawashai. This is Hebrews 10 and verse 24. So let us consider one another to provoke, right, unto love, unto good works, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhort one another, right, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching. And that is very important, man, to exhort each other as the day approaching. As I was saying, at the beginning, brothers, we bond a lot, and we, we're men, and you have testosterone, but when it comes to a spiritual thing, there is sharp rebuke, and there's one that comes with meekness. As the scripture says, if a man is overtaken in a fault, which we'll get that scripture. Matter of fact, let us get it while we're on the topic. I could get it from the same Bible, Corinthians 6. I'm sorry, not Corinthians, I believe it's Galatians. Just a moment. Galatians 6 and verse 1. All right, so it's a virgin. If a man be overtaken in a fault, ye that is spiritual restore such one in the spirit of meekness, and consider thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Right, and as I said before, lest thou also be tempted. Because the same spirit is going to come on you, man. I'm not saying that it can, or it may be, it will. What I mean? And I'm speaking about the experience, in the state. You may pass the test when it comes, such, but it will come. You know. So yeah, the getting to know ones, and as I was saying, that there's a spirit of comeliness when one is rebuking, but there's another spirit now when one is not doing anything that majorly wrong. What I mean, as in, you are outrightly doing, or misbehaving, or doing such certain things. It doesn't warrant a sharp rebuke, or an outburst, or an emotional reproof. When you're trying to edify one, what I mean, maybe certain ways, or maybe, and I'm putting myself on the cutting board here. You know, when you're trying to show someone maybe the fault that is in their spirit, or something that doesn't add up, or there's something there that is causing this ease, or anything for that matter with a brother, it is always best to deal with that type of situation delicately, just to know the scenarios and what happened, the history, maybe as I stated before, but as history, what makes them thick, you know. Another testimony, you have brothers where, what's that? Yeah, as Paul was unlearned, and you may have a better understanding of certain things, and the way you put it to brothers, they're not gonna understand, and it is for you to come out of that. Forget that you're unlearned or such. You have to go down to that level where the brother is at, and take him and bring him up. And that only can be done through the power of experience. You know, through the power of experience. Let me get two more scriptures, and then we can close out the lesson. All right, so this is Thessalonians. Was it first or second Thessalonians? Let me see. Yep. All right. So this is Second Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians 5 and verse 11. First Thessalonians 5 verse 11 say, "Wherefore comfort ye one another with these words." All right. Comfort. Wherefore comfort yourself together. All right. And edify one another, even also, even that right, even as also ye do. All right. So it's all about comfort. When you live, you're supposed to have the spirit of comfort, not the spirit of what the hell just happened. Or whenever you have left a counsel or a reproof, I'm not saying it's always going to be good, but it's supposed to be comfort, getting things out there. You know what I mean? Um, yep. So it's all to edification, man. These words, basically, the scriptures that we have, it is the comfort, for us. You know what I mean? It is a comfort for us, man. We seek these things, and whenever all of these things that I mentioned, it's best to have scriptures, I mean, to, because that's the thing where all of us, that's the universal language that all of us speak. You know what I mean? And that is these scriptures, man. All right, so let me get another scripture. That is Romans 1 verse 11. All right, so it's for I long to see you. All right. All right, so this is Paul writing. All right. Let me check to see. All right. Says Paul said, for I long to see you, that I may impart unto you some spiritual gifts, all right, to the end, right, to the end ye may be established, right? That that I may be comforted together with you by a mutual faith, right, both for you and me, all right. So whenever you left me, it's supposed to be that balance, you know. We're supposed to live edifying, you know what I mean, with both sides, you know, knowing that, oh shit, I never knew that, you know, oh yeah, thanks. How can you supposed to live on a mutual level, knowing that you've helped a brother, or you know, you have imparted knowledge to the point spirit of your how about, you know, shy. It's not supposed to be like you know, you left with a different energy and another brother left with a different energy, you know, two different understanding of what took place, you know, in reasoning. It's supposed to be like one, you know. So yeah, that's basically the lesson, you know. I think the moral of the lesson is basically know what works for brothers, you know, and when thou trying to apply these things, you know the history, man, you know, because as I stated, man, a brother might have issues, man, with even education, or you know, because you know, there are unlearned men, you know, in this truth, you know, there's no doubt about it. The thing that makes us wise is through the power and spirit of the how watching your shine, you know, the Lord's flock varies, you know, saying men could be insecure about their level of education, man, and have other men would not see it because they wouldn't show that, but you can just say something that triggers it off, and a man just fall back in that zone like damn, you know. Or a man may be insecure about, you know, I mean, him appearance, well, not much of poor appearance, you know, that's vain, you know, but certain things, you know, and you, it's wisdom to know these things, you know what I mean? So I think that that is much deeper than to give a counsel just randomly, you know what I mean? Uh, battery's going. So with that, I'd like to give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Washim Kodash, the boundness to the elders and apostles. Shalom to you, brothers in the highways and the byways, preaching, teaching this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.